All right, I'm going to say it. I think that the new Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro, based off of what was released by Google, looks pretty nice. I would even say sexy AF, which is what I put in my title, because I think it looks great. And you might think I'm crazy for many reasons. Maybe even not at this one if it's not validated, but I really like the way the Pixel 6 and the 6 Pro look, and the 7 and 7 Pro look like they're taking it to the next level. Now, whenever you have a redesign on a phone, it's always received indifferently or differently by different folks. Some people like the way the old style looks, some people like the way the new one, some people kind of want something in between. But Pixel, the Pixel phones, everybody knows them for their cameras. And one thing I like about the 6 and the 6 Pro, they have the camera bar across the back, but you can't really see the cameras all that well. And I like how they specifically designed the new one with the kind of brushed metal look for the camera bar on the back. And very clearly, they have isolated the camera lenses. So even if you can't exactly see the lens itself, you can see exactly where they're at, and it really showcases them. And that's something that I think was important for them to do because it stands out. This just looks like a RoboCop visor. It doesn't necessarily look amazingly cool, but with the new metal look on the back, I think that it really helps the cameras to stand out, and it gives it more of a premium look. I know there's a lot of mixed opinions on glass and plastic and even the Glassic that Samsung uses or how you should do it, but I like that they're taking a step in this direction and they're embracing this design. I've never been a big fan of the way that the Pixels looked. I always thought they looked kind of plasticky and minimalistic, which is fine. I mean, it wasn't bad, but when you hold it up next to something like the S22 Ultra right here, like this is a really premium and nice looking phone. Anytime you have metal, you have glass, you have these standout lenses, I think that it makes a big difference, especially when you put it side by side and you try to compare it in the premium smartphone space. So with them taking this step and going and further refining the Pixel 6 design with the 7 and the 7 Pro, I think that it looks great. And what's even more fire than the looks is the chip that's going to be under the hood because, well, this is speculative, but I really hope that the Tensor 2 chip takes us to the next level whenever it comes to performance, and it takes care of the other thing, which is a lot of the heat issues people experience with the Generation 1. We want the phone to be hot. We want the phone to be sexy. We want the phone to be really cool and a flagship and something to brag about and something to really enjoy that doesn't have any problems. One of the ways we can make it do that and we can appreciate the way it looks is by not taking away from that performance and that experience by having a chip that sometimes wants to be like the sun. It's great for warming your hands in the winter. But all jokes aside, I like the way it looks. I like that they stuck with this and they're not doing a big redesign. And I think that it stands out. Whenever you have all these other phones that look the same, I feel like this, and what they're doing with the 7 and the 7 Pro, I think that it helps establish their identity better, especially as they're picking up more market share. They're becoming more widely available. I mean, heck, the Pixel 6a is going to be launched in India, which is huge. First one in India, phone launch in over 2 years. So this was the best year that Google has had for phone sales, period. They sold this Pixel 6 even better than the 4 and the 5 series combined. So I know things are kind of in a lull right now. We get to the summer. People are worried about a lot more things than cell phones, especially the current state of the economy in the world right now. Phones are not at the forefront of everyone's conversation. But when this fall comes around, it's not going to be hot phone summer or hot phone spring. It's going to be hot phone fall. Because not only do we have the Pixel 7 coming out, we got the iPhone 14 coming out, and we have the new foldables coming out. So I think that Google is going to be positioned in a really good place to capitalize, to put this design out there, and I think people are going to like it. I think that a lot of people really like the 6. I saw so many people and so many comments about the changes in the way that they redid the 6. And I know some people don't necessarily like this, but it's functional and it looks good because this, when you place your phone down on a flat surface and type on it, it doesn't wobble back and forth like this guy over here. It's annoying. So it's functional, form, function, and it looks really good. So I'm excited about it. I really like the lemongrass color. And they're also going to have, I believe, the black and the white traditional colors with some different name for them. But the lemongrass color, I think, looks pretty nice. And I think it's kind of going to be the coolest version since the orange dreamsicle we had with the Pixel 3 and 3 XL. Google is always known for their weird names for their colors and trying something a little bit different. But I like lemon stuff. I mean, lemon icebox pie is my favorite. I mean, don't go try and plug that in if you're trying to hack my password because that's not one of my comments or my questions for the security question. But I like lemon stuff. Lemon icebox pie, lemon meringue, even the lime stuff. I like key lime. So lemongrass, I think, is perfect. I think it works out really well, and I think that people are going to like it. I know based off what I've seen, I'm probably going to like it. I mean, I like the way that it looks now, so I can't say 100% guaranteed, because sometimes things show up in real life and they don't look exactly the way they look as advertised. Very much like we did with the S22 Ultra. From the get-go, people didn't like the burgundy because they thought it looked pink. And I certainly didn't. And then I went and saw it in person. I'm like, holy cow, this is one of the most beautiful, good-looking phones that I've seen in a long time. And I'm excited about that. So we'll see what happens this fall, but I think we're in for a surprise. I think that the phone, hopefully, there's a lot of lessons learned here from Google, and they bring the fire with the specs, with the hardware, and they make sure Android 13 is good to go on launch day instead of taking 6 months to fix it. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But yes, I wanted to talk about the Pixel 7. I hadn't specifically addressed it since they announced it at Google I/O last week, but I wanted to talk about it today because I think it's a good looking phone. I was sitting here looking at the images earlier. I'm like, you know what? I want to talk about this. Let's go out and talk to the peeps. What do you think? Do you think the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro look good? Do you think it looks terrible? Do you think that the Pixel 6 was already a terrible design and they're just going down this road of even more bad life decisions like me in my 20s? Who knows? So we'll see when it gets here. That's all I've got for this video. If you have any questions or comments, things you want to discuss, then please go to the comments section. Let her rip. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.